Well, my thing says one waiting, but it may be me because I
Oh,
watch it on my TV also.
huh. I wonder what the one waiting is. He has had some issues. I don't see that one waiting thing. Where do you see
Hmm.
that?
On my TV on the YouTube channel. Well,
Okay.
you're not waiting on it,
Okay. Yeah. As a matter of fact,
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Scott. We're live. I should have announced that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine. Um, so okay, so we're live. I got something to show you real
Okay. Let's
quick.
see it.
So obviously, I bought all these shadow pulps.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't bring it, but I think Monday or sometime came in a a a Dover, Dover Books.
Oh yeah.
They reprinted two shadow novels in kind of a digest. It looks like a pulp. It's pulp size. I got one I saw it in Tulsa at a comic shop, and I didn't know what it was. I knew it wasn't one of the ones I've been collecting, and so I didn't buy it. I was like, I
Uh-huh.
don't know, this is weird. Well, when I read about it, I found it cheap. I got it for $10 with shipping, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this is kind of cool. And it's smaller, but I got that, and it's two random
More,
ones.
more paperback size or what? How big?
They're probably this size.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, that's
the
pretty
normal
big.
ones are magazine size, so they're a little
Okay.
bit bigger. It's
Mm-hmm.
maybe like an inch or half an inch both directions.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got to reading about this book, and I'd seen this book. I don't know if you can see that. Uh,
Yeah.
I had seen this book at a con in the mid to late '80s. Is Shadow and the Golden Master, two complete novels. So Sheeran Khan is like the Shadow's arch nemesis,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the one that was in the Shadow movie. That
Yeah.
character.
Yeah. That character.
So this book came out. It was put out by Mysterious Press in 1984. This book is 40 years old, and this thing I bought it on and normally online this goes for about $70. It was on Amazon. I was just kind of trolling through Amazon, and I found it, and it was $20,
Wow.
and that was with shipping. And there was
Well,
no
that's a pretty cool announcement for the show's content. There might be quite a few people want to jump on that.
well, I bought the only one. I
Oh,
found it. I
okay.
found it. It's like finding a cheap one on eBay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It was
Okay.
on
I
it
got you.
was it was on the Amazon Marketplace, but
Mm-hmm.
I and there was no picture, so I thought it would be trashed. Dude, when I got it, it was even in like a plastic dust jacket. The dust
Nice.
jacket is a little bit wore, probably shelfware. I don't think the book's ever been read, man.
Man,
And this book is nice. It's got articles in it. This is really cool. I'm very glad I got this book.
very
Um,
nice.
yeah,
Looks like
yeah,
nice formatting and everything.
yeah. Now the stories are formatted like the pulps of the double column, which
Hmm.
it's taken me a while, but I'm getting used to reading them. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that does that kind of does get you to have to read back and across that way.
Yeah, but
But that's like reading a newspaper.
it's like
That's
reading a newspaper. A lot
hmm
of Bibles are formatted that way.
hmm
Um, anyway, when I got this, and it came in an envelope, and I thought, oh gosh, it's gonna be trashed. And I opened it, and I was like, good grief, holy cow! It's like an early Christmas present. Dust jacket's a little
hmm
dinged up. The seller may have put the thing on it to disguise the how, but I mean,
Well, you can
the
imagine
book is.
some seller that deals in bulk of everything
They
is
probably put
indifference to popping your product into the envelope and sending it your way
Yeah, well,
for the most
any,
part
yeah.
on
Anyway,
average.
I was extremely happy to get this, and I was shocked at how good a condition it is.
It
I
looks, that cover is awesome. Now,
Oh yeah,
is that some classic cover, or is that a
yeah.
cover that was commissioned?
It's the cover for the first pulp.
Ah,
The first one the first one was Shiwan Khan was
hmm
called the Golden Master, and this is the cover for that pulp.
cool.
Of course, it only had that story in it. And they've added the two complete novels, and I mean,
does that completely cover his saga, or was there many few and
there are two more stories. What's interesting is I have the text of them. At one
mm-hmm.
point, there was a website that had all the shadow pulps up in text documents.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't get all of them, but I grabbed several, including the 4 Shiwen Khan stories.
That is so cool, all this public
I
domain stuff.
Well, it's not public domain.
Oh, that's right. It's not. Yeah.
No, it's not public domain. Somebody just put it up. However, I have a Lulu book coming to me that I made that's 6x9 that has all 4 of them in it. And,
cool.
Oh my gosh, I had the hardest time formatting it. Lulu,
all those things. You think you're done. You say, you
go to
hit enter, and then all of a sudden it tells you, no, you got mistakes.
Yeah, no, you've got. Well, I had font issues that I couldn't get resolved. It took me forever. I just had. You run the gamut. I had fonts. I had, and because these were files I didn't create,
mm-hmm.
and I've got some other ideas for Lulu projects, and darn near made me think I don't ever want to do anything on Lulu again.
Well, yeah, that can be rough, but I tell you what, my experience with Amazon is identical to that. It's like you wonder, how did I ever get all this stuff on Amazon? Because every time you have to do it over again, it's like, gee, what is I got to do to get this to accept it?
Yeah, what's a guy got to do, man?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is my shadow.
That is cool. I mean, it's so random that you just happen to run across something that would be,
would be
highly sought after like that for $20.
Yeah, I mean, and $20. When I saw it at con as a kid, they wanted $20 for it, and I was like, I had $20.
It was frozen in time, waiting for you.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Anyway, so I was extremely happy about that.
You were telling me a little bit before the show all your experiences with one of your hopefully the people that have got something kicking off that hopefully that goes really good for you. But these startups, it's like, how does anybody ever get those things going? I mean,
it's about as bad as a Lulu book, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We can skip that thing if you want to.
Well, I'm committed. It's this. I've talked about it on here, I'm sure.
Yeah, you have.
It's the I'm committed to the end of the year. That's the end of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna reevaluate, and I may send out some emails and say, hey, it's. I mean, and the owner knows. He keeps saying, people got to get paid. A lot of people worked, Yeah, but saying that and doing that are not the same thing.
Unrequited love. Yep.
Yeah.
So whatever. But there might be a better term than that, I guess. Or maybe not. Maybe that's the best term. Hey, look at that. That's a pretty classy little chassis you got sketched out there.
You know what this is?
What is that?
My wife and I went to the Firefighter Museum the other day on the day before Thanksgiving.
Where's that located?
It's kind of by the zoo.
Okay. That's where they have a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, it's in the so-called Adventure District. And it was small. It's smaller than the 45th Infantry Museum even.
Mm-hmm.
But it had a lot of fire trucks, and so I drew a fire truck. I tested my wife's patience by drawing a fire truck.
Oh, boy.
Well,
if she was waiting for you to finish that rendering, I can see that being a test.
No, this is quick, but I'm going back and cleaning it up a little bit.
Okay.
It's kind of not ready for prime time, so to speak.
Yeah. Doesn't the east side there on Oklahoma just kind of fascinate you? It seems like it's wide open and clean and ready for anybody that would come at it. But I guess it's got a stigma or something that keeps it unpopulated.
Are you talking about the east side of the state or the east side of the city?
Oklahoma City, yeah.
Well, the east side of the city has some issues.
Yeah, I guess it's it's got the criminal happenings,
Yeah,
uh,
that's
but
that's
but it seems like you easily dodge that by just being slightly out of the vicinity of it in so many ways out there. Like you say, out by the zoo, there's these large tracts of land that
yeah, that stuff is starting to fill up. I
is it
mean,
okay.
well, there's in Oklahoma City, there's not a lot of available land.
Hmm.
You know, that's what makes my mom's land that is in Oklahoma City, that's to the west of the city,
Hmm.
so
Yukon bound,
desirable.
yeah,
Yeah, it's north of Yukon, but yeah,
north of
yeah,
Yukon.
and that is an area that a lot of people want to live in, and they're building houses out there like crazy.
Well, yeah, and your idea for making money on it might be less of
Yeah.
an idea than just selling it outright. I don't know.
Well, that's what several people have said. Man, when you get it, just sell it and
Yeah,
go live somewhere. And I mean, a lot depends on a lot of things.
yeah, sure, sure.
If
Hmm.
my brother, I mean, any kind of business venture I'd want to do would probably have to involve my brother, which is fine. I mean, I wouldn't do it without my brother
Hmm. Right.
because I think something like that. I want somebody to kind of help me, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Bounce off of.
yeah, exactly. I need ideas. I need and my brother's really smart. So
Hmm. He seemed
yeah,
that way. He seemed like
yeah.
he was able to. He should have been directing our little short. We did a little short with.
Oh, that's
Do you
right.
know? Do you know if the Count Gregor is still alive today?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Well,
man.
I don't know
I
about
can't believe.
specifically today, but
Yeah,
last I heard,
yesterday he was
yeah.
alive.
Well, he's on Facebook, and I see him post occasionally.
Hmm.
He's
Well,
not a he's
the
not a
man's a
young man.
legend to me. He's a legend. I kind of offended him, I think, one time. I got one of my rants going, and it didn't do him any good. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well, you're kind of good at that.
yeah, I can assume.
Ranting.
I assume people are. You're with me, aren't you? You're a rational being. No, no, that's not the way that works. Uh, I saw
No.
something
Yeah.
recently. I don't know. What's his name? Bill Maher. His show where he sits around, smokes pot, and drinks liquor with his guests. He's had everybody on there, Sean Penn and lots of people, and from a lot of variety. And he just recently had Jane Fonda on there.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to pin her down that hey, we've got some awful wacky people from the left here, and she's just refusing to acknowledge it as a even a thing. And it was pretty fascinating trying to get her to say, this or that might have been just a little over the top, and she just wouldn't go there. She just absolutely couldn't see it.
Yeah. I don't. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about her to really comment one way or the other. What
Well,
I
I think she's just the ultimate in having adopted an early notion of herself as an evangelist for
Oh yeah, the kind of
being progressive,
this progressive mindset.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, all I know about her is from her movies and then her exercise videos, and then being married to Ted Turner, who just
Ted Turner
doesn't
was
strike
that
me.
she had the marriage to the director, which was the one that directed Barbarella. What's his name? Golly, it almost came to me. Almost just spilled right out of me. Now I can't get it. Oh yeah, and then she was married to Ted Turner. I'm not sure she's had another marriage. I don't know if she's married now.
She, not to Ted Turner.
Yeah, not to Ted Turner. She got the money, I think, but she not married to him. What is? Oh well, it doesn't matter what his name is. You know what else I couldn't? I blanked out on while I was writing a little entry today on. I try to do a log entry as much to practice writing as anything, and rewriting. Scratching through something, saying I can say this better, this way. And it's just practice and getting your mind churning. But when I come to something I can't think of, I'll just draw a line for a blank that I had, and I'll look it up later. I couldn't think of. I thought of Bam Bam right away, but I couldn't think of Fred and Wilma's baby's name.
Oh gosh, Pebbles.
Pebbles. Yes, that's right.
Did you figure it out, or did
I did figure it out? I didn't look it up. It came to me about 10 minutes later. Pebbles, of course.
It's always frustrating. I run to stuff like that, and of course, when you get older, your memory gets worse, and that sort of thing.
And how much use is that information stored there anyway? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
I need to know Pebbles. Let me retrieve that.
It can be frustrating when you can't think of something like that that you should know.
Mm-hmm.
I think like when I was a kid, I knew all the comic book characters and their whole supporting cast, and their, I could name every hero's secret identity in the entire Marvel universe, and now it's like, I don't know, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, probably if I thought about it, I could probably come up with most of them, and that's kind of what.
Well, that's it. That connective tissue is odd stuff, I mean, it starts working once it gets a push from here or there,
Oh yeah, well, and I read a book or an article or something, and it was talking about how a lot of times that stuff will come to you as soon as your mind kind of drifts to something else.
Yes.
And then you'll go, oh, that's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
what
are you up for the cold weather? It's here.
Oh yeah, I was out in it. It was just so nice yesterday. Dug that, because it can be cold, but if it's still, that's a great day
and sunny like it's been.
Yeah. No, we've had our best weather of the year already. I think that was great.
Oh, you think it's all downhill from here?
Oh, if it gets a whole lot colder and windier, it'll be hard to live with. But I like it a lot better cold than I do hot.
Yeah, to me, like I don't mind wearing a jacket or a hoodie, and
yeah. Obviously the cold is more of a threat. It can it'll kill you pretty quick. The heat, you can sit out there and lose 90% of your water lying down on a rock or whatever. Somebody can come along and save you. You lay down on a rock when it's cold, they'll have to stick a crowbar under you to get you loose,
Yeah, I was driving home one day when it was really cold. One of these days where it was like it was big time under freezing.
Mm-hmm.
And my tire light came on my car, and I thought, oh gosh.
Yeah, you just don't want that kind of crap in the real cold.
Oh, and it was cold, and so I stopped at a gas station, and they were all and this is my old car. My new car will tell you which tire it is, and you can kind of tell. If all your tires are low, then it's like, okay, it's probably a weather related thing or a temperature related thing. If one of them, then I probably got a leak, right? So I stopped at this gas station, was putting air in it at a on cue, and it had a pretty good system. You put the temperature in or the pressure in, and it would pump your tire to that. And so I was checking all four of them. They were all four low, so I was doing all four of them. And I didn't put my gloves on because I was in the car and I didn't really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got to the third one, my fingers were so cold I couldn't undo the tire. I go, oh my gosh! I didn't realize until I lost mobility in my fingers. I didn't realize how cold they got. I thought,
all of a sudden you were Dr. No, trying to get out of the radioactive pool.
Oh yeah, and so I had some gloves. I put my gloves on, and I was able to get the last two aired up because they all needed air. And I got in the car and I put my heat on high, and I was holding my hand in front of them, and it wasn't doing anything. And my right hand was much colder. I ended up driving home with my hand in my mouth trying to warm it up.
Yeah.
I had read somewhere that you could do that, and so I thought, well,
Well, Well, it's been a hell of a way to have a wreck that killed you. That's,
Oh yeah,
I wonder what the hell his hand was in his mouth for.
I have a wreck and bite my own fingers off, or something. It's like, oh my god, dude. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my finger. I mean, my wife got frostbite in her toes when she worked at UPS working the car wash. She was, well, my wife worked at UPS several years ago. It's probably been 15 years ago now. And it was a good job. But from Thanksgiving to New Year's, she would go in at like about 9 or 10 in the morning. She'd do her day job. Then she would, at like 6, she would go and she would work the car wash, believe it or not. And this is in the dead of winter. She'd work the car wash. They washed every one of those trucks every night when the trucks came in. There was something they wanted to do. And so she worked this car wash, and then she would work until about 2 in the morning, and she'd come home, and she did that like all week. I mean, that was her job from Thanksgiving to work from about 9 in the morning to about 2 in the morning. It was brutal, man. I hated it.
Well, that sounds awful.
I never saw her. Like Christmas, she was off. Obviously, she was off on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Actually, you know what? I don't think she was off on Christmas Eve. I think she had to work Christmas Eve. But I mean, and I can't remember if she had to work. I guess she worked Friday nights. But oh god, it was horrible. I hated it.
Yeah, those jobs. There's you think you want to. Oh, that sounds like a good job. They make a lot of money, and they're a big money. Yeah. You make the money, but it's like there are hidden costs in all these delivery jobs. Got the logistics that you just don't realize what it takes to. What it's ready to dole out to you as far as labor goes.
Yeah, UPS is terrible. My wife hated it.
Yeah,
because they were constantly auditing you for like.
Yeah, trying to get that last little molecule of effort out of you, huh?
Oh yeah, she hated it. Sorry, I'm looking to see.
That's all right. We're drawing, and that does cut into ability to. You're going to scan that one, and share it, aren't you?
I don't know, but I like putting the date on there.
Oh yeah, good idea.
I mean, because I look back at this stuff and it's like, when did I go to the Firefighter Museum? Well, like this. This is the Indiana Jones stunt show. I drew this while we were waiting for it to start at Disney World. That's 5/14/22.
That is a good idea. Yeah, everybody, if you get nothing else from this, take Scott's tip. Date your drawings. It's fun. Because you realize, oh yeah, I remember. And we were talking about chains of recollection. You'll say, oh, wait a second, that was then. That means I was doing this and that.
Yes. Oh, see, like on the 15th, when was that? A couple of weeks ago, I was at Leadership Square.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's the way that works.
Well, and I keep all my old, or my recent ones. I've thrown away some older ones, but not too many. But I keep my sketchbooks, and it's good to look through them and especially if you draw like on location, you're drawing like on vacation or whatever,
Yep. I don't know. Have you, Mario wants in this project we've got going where I'll be drawing some dinosaurs for him.
Yeah.
He, he threw out the idea that he wants kids witnessing some of the events in it. I thought it was going to be pure dinosaurs, and if the kids are in it, I want to make them little cavemen. So that's why I was thinking of Bam Bam and Pebbles. So that's pretty easy to do, but you got to get your got to think of your proportions a little differently. If you're going to be drawing kids and you're going to draw them cute, you've got to switch out of superhero mode for sure.
Yep, 100%.
And of course, you know, it doesn't, not at all surprising. Mario is a fan of Dr. Seuss. I am too. It was interesting though. I mentioned the one that really blew me away, and all of a sudden, before I had to say I drew a blank, I thought of the name. It was Bartholomew is a major part of the title, and it was. Does that strike a link in your memory?
I think I read that, but
do you remember what the premise was?
No.
Bartholomew. I don't know how to spell that. Bartholomew. How do I spell the rest of it? Bartholomew, and then I'll type in Seuss. That should give me a hit. Yes, Bartholomew and the Oobleck. Oobleck. And basically,
has it got an X at the end?
No. The Oobleck. Yeah, the Oobleck is basically this blob. Oh, there's Mario.
Oh, hey.
Let me add him to the stage so he can hear us. Hey, Mario, what's up?
Hey.
We were just talking about Dr. Seuss, and the title I was trying to come up with yesterday was Bartholomew and the Oobleck.
Oh yeah,
and it was
familiar.
Yeah, it was about a Bartholomew, for some reason, kind of like the Sorcerer's Apprentice. He unleashes a big glob of goo that just covers everything in his little town.
Oh, I do not remember that one.
You don't remember that one either.
Well, it's worth reviewing. Get that out of the library.
The older stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's $11.99.
Much anymore.
Oh, actually, it's $7.49 thrift books. Yeah, I may buy it.
Like doing it.
Do some
bookstores.
Yeah, do some nostalgia.
Near Yukon.
Oh yeah, most of them are gone. They've been taken over by half-price books around here.
Yeah.
So I was telling Scott we had a good conversation yesterday, and it was fun. You know, I told him we had to put some ether in the carburetor to get it going ultimately, but we got it going, and we got a lot. And you sending me that list. That's all it takes. That's the master list now.
Yeah.
Oh, I had one question for you.
Still have to write. Go ahead.
Yeah, what was it? No, it'll have to come to me now. Sorry. We were talking about
we were
losing
talking about
our minds.
Yeah, we were talking about losing memories of, you know, can't think of a name or something. You know.
Yeah.
And Scott, I was thinking that you would make a good pastor.
Oh,
Scott would, yeah.
I bet you've thought of it. I bet you've thought of it.
You've had some stand-in performance that way, haven't you, Scott?
No, but I do teach a Sunday school class at my church. So
yeah, that's halfway,
I'm halfway there.
Yeah.
But I am not. I don't. I think I could do the standing up part and the studying and the. I think I could prepare a sermon. I don't think I could do all the putting up with some of the nonsense that pastors have to put up with.
You know, every church.
I'm sorry, what?
More of a scholar.
Yeah, I would be more of a. Yeah, I'd be more of a scholar. I think I don't like people that much.
Yeah, well, that is the thing to think about. Every time you consider a move you're going to make, do I really like people that much? No, I don't.
Well,
that's job wise. It's like, don't get a job where you work for the general public. Oh my gosh, that's just.
I like this effect here with my eyes are blue.
Yeah. You look like Village of the Damned. You see scorching our brains out just looking at us there.
What's the weather like up there, Mario?
We got about 4.5 inches last night.
Oh my!
Ooh.
We were just talking about how cold will kill you before heat will. And,
do what, Mario? What'd you say?
sorry.
And it's supposed to get warmer and then it get colder again. It
Oh.
gets. It's only been under. It's gone under zero a few times since I've been.
Oh,
I've been
my
here
gosh.
12 years.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad in 12 years. I mean,
During the summer, it's a little bit like Oklahoma in terms of heat. It's very humid. I'm up in the mountains right now. I'm on a mountain, and it still gets very humid. Well, there's a lake right next to us.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I mean,
Well,
it takes
yeah.
5 minutes to walk to the lake,
Oh,
and
nice.
we have paths. We have trails here.
Yeah, I actually did that. I did that nosy thing where I Google searched your return address, and I discovered that I couldn't park myself right in front of your house because you're in a gated community. Looks really nice around there.
It is nice. We have a lot of tennis courts. There's 2 pools, an inside pool and an outside pool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a sweet little area. You
So
couldn't
I
have a
performed
better
there.
place.
During the summer, I played some music at the East Lodge where they have concerts.
Oh, nice.
It's 2
Pretty
songs.
cool. Well,
Which-
now what does that amount to as an HOA? How much does that cost?
What's an HOA? Oh,
Homeowners Association fee.
Association. Okay. How much does it cost here? I told you what I pay in taxes.
Yeah, it was it was high enough.
$12,000 a year on taxes.
Oh,
To live here.
geez.
That's a lot.
And then I guess about 2 more thousand
That HOA.
for there's let's see. There's computing here. 1,200, 1,400 for maintenance. We don't have to do anything outside. And they fix anything outside. They fix anything outside.
That's what I think I'm calling HOA. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that's
have
not
stables.
really.
We have stables with horses.
Wow.
A singular one stable. With a couple. They have about 3 or 4 horses, and they got a bunch of animals. You can go up there and pet the animals. They have a little variety of animals.
Cool.
And we like going up there too. And then there's a ski hill. Can you believe this? With the lift.
That's
Really?
You are in quite the little.
Very small. Not a real skier wouldn't want to even bother with it. But
Right, but do you ski?
the trail,
You don't.
nice.
You,
We
you,
used to
you,
hike all the time. What
do you
was that?
ski, Mario? Do you ski?
No. I went. I have a story
Go ahead.
about that. I was a different woman 25 years ago, and she was from the Czech Republic, and she was a big skier and skater. My wife was a big skier and ice skater and cross country skier. She really did a lot of stuff. I could tell stories about her most of the night. She was a professional dancer and an actress. She was in a play with Al Pacino.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
Well, what era? I mean, when did she do that?
Oh, this was back in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 60s.
Back before he was in that weird movie with Gene Hackman. That was a big movie, I guess, for both of them.
Which one? Well,
What was that?
Yeah, they were roommates.
Yeah, Hackman and
they were roommates.
Mm-hmm. I'll type in a search Hackman Pacino and see what comes up. So anyway, about the other girlfriend, the one with the high cheekbones from Czech.
I don't know about that.
Did she not have high cheekbones?
I think she lacked cheekbones. She just had a cavity there. And then she had huge fangs. So it was a different. different kind of an experience. But
I'm just basing my knowledge on knowing a Hungarian.
The reason I mentioned that was that she talked me into going to ski lessons 3 times, but I was already, I was almost 50. And here's what happened. And it is a pretty cool story. I'm getting warm because
I'm getting warm too.
Something new that happened to me. I get heated up from talking.
Yeah. Well, it's
that's not the only thing. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I said, okay, I'll give it a try. I went 3 times, and the third time, a woman that was on the, and this is during the course of the 3 different events that I went and skied. And actually, I didn't ski. All I did was take the lesson, and I finally went down an incline, not even the bunny hill, an incline. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, I get why they like it. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Everyone I talked to had just gotten injured. The woman that was in the groups came down the hill. Okay, I'm going to refill this beautiful pate here.
It's unanimous, isn't it? Everybody breaks something or sprains something.
My manager, he's got his up. I was working for Texaco at the time, and he had his foot up on the desk in a cast. And he said, I said, what happened? Skiing. A lady that worked in the next cubicle went skiing, and a snowboarder crashed into her and broke her his collarbone.
Oh.
The woman that I was with, we went to a ski. She's saying, "Don't worry, you're not going to get hurt. You're not going to get hurt." We walk outside, and some guy's trying to put his boots on outside, standing up without any support. He falls over on her, and she ends up getting knee surgery.
Oh my gosh!
So
you fall over with 2 people's weight.
I'm not very superstitious, but when signs, a lot of signs there saying don't do this.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that.
No,
you were warned.
You think you're in for a good time, and no, getting on the ice, nothing hits you harder than falling on ice. It's worse than concrete. I don't know what the deal is, but it hurts.
Yeah.
And of course, snow, all fluffy snow, it hurts.
I went ice skating 3 times too, and the 3rd time I only fell down once. So that was the last time I went. It was okay,
Yeah, I've ice skated a few times.
Yeah.
When you go down, though, it's like you're down and hit and hurting without even realizing you'd started down. That's the deal. It happens all at once. So.
And I wanted to, since you guys are drawing, I'm going to show you what the
sure.
I did sketching, but which I'm not ready to show yet. But
okay.
Most of the time I'm cleaning and cooking and doing bills and so on. But I want to show you. I had to put a box of clay, self-drying clay. It sat so long that it completely dried out, and I had to keep adding water. And after a couple of weeks, it finally resaturated. And I said, we're going to do this tonight, Pat. And she did a little statue. It looks like Mayan for some reason, or Peruvian, ancient Peruvian.
Yeah.
And but this, I've been reading a little, Call of Cthulhu stuff. So this is, let's see.
Oh yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, you've got that that mock ability. That is nice.
Make it look like stone.
It's
supposed to be stone.
Can you? Does that paint? Does that stuff paint? Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's clay. It's clay. It's easy. It absorbs paint. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a nice statue, Mario. That looks really good.
Yeah. Dig it.
You see, I had
taking on H.P. Lovecraft as a sculptor.
I've done a lot of stuff for H.P. for the Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, and that comes from a lot of the enthusiasm for games, right? I mean, that's
something I'll do. I'll do that the next time. I'll break out these boxes of stuff. Some of them painted and finished.
Yeah, that's I know role-playing games. Scott knows them better.
Oh yeah,
I know them just by what little I would have to research to get an illustration done. I never became a role-playing enthusiast of any sort. Kind of a poser that way, I guess. I don't guess I ever really got to where I could honestly say I knew what was going on in a role-playing game.
Well, you're a storyteller.
Yeah, That's all I was able to.
Dungeons and Dragons is a little bit more automatic, more like a board game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In fact, they all have a little aspect of a board game.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened? I went out to California right after playing Dungeons and Dragons, and got exposed to the other systems, which were much better and more realistic. Ironically, because it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they're based on more realistic rules.
Turn-based, I would assume. It's like, well, now wait a second. Okay, tell me that about games.
Really turn-based. If you have you roll up, you roll to determine how fast, quick, and how dexterous your character is.
Okay, yeah, and of course that's
so you do have to measure it. Yeah, it's measurable.
Yeah, it does have something. You say, okay, we got rules here. Get out of here. You can't break the rules.
Well,
just because you want to.
Least amount of rules. I always liked the miniatures, so that I was more concerned with the way it looked on the table.
It does seem like that is the sort of thing that brings me in. The whole idea of the look and the of the art of the whole thing, and then once I'm in, it's like, I don't belong here.
I always like the storytelling aspect.
Yeah, you like to sit there and. Well, that's the deal. I mean, maybe only guys that would really dig improv and stuff like that would like role-playing games. I don't know. Well, I like my one little brush with improv. It's actually kind of fun. I could think about exploring that again.
What was that?
Improv. We had a professional. We were in a professional's hands. We had a what do you call the Toastmasters group that decided we would all collectively try a little improv. As far as you want to tell Scott his hair is showing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. It looked like you were trying to point at Scott's head, so I wanted to say something about it. But yeah, improv, I guess you can get into it at any age. You remember that program? I never watched it, but the programming didn't hook me. I didn't want to watch Whose Line Is It Anyway ever. But the process of being challenged with coming up with the next little idea while you're on stage it just shoots a live wire through you. It's something. You know what I watched last night? I've been watching The Office, the Steve Carell Office.
Oh yeah, that's
I like The Office.
It's pretty funny stuff. I'm watching season 4, about to finish it up. Only got 4 or 5 of them left, and that's stuff that takes me a while to warm up to, because obviously it's cringe based. It's like, oh God, how could anybody say that when Steve Carell gets going as that character?
Oh, yeah. But that's what she said.
Yeah, that's just joke, isn't it? And it's like, okay, now I'm cringing, but I'm loving it eventually,
That's the joke at work. We always say, you miss 100%. What is it? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and then we attribute it to ourselves, and then we're quoting Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. Yeah. Gretzky.
Did you do that plane looking at something, or you just knock it out?
I just knocked it out.
Very good. You're better at the technical stuff. I think I said that before. Your background.
He's quite the landscape observer. Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah, I like to draw. When I'm out and about, I draw stuff that I see a lot.
That's where you learn. That's it. That's what Leonardo did. Yep.
Flayed corpses. Yep. That's how you do it.
I've yet to draw any flayed corpses, but
what was I seeing? Oh, I was seeing some old Jack Davis art where he basically had, what do you call that, écorché or something like that, where somebody's got their skin off and showing all their muscle. He had a fighter throwing an uppercut, and it's like, my gosh, don't ever tell me Jack Davis doesn't know his anatomy.
Oh yeah,
his insertions and all his stuff just flowing around an arm. It was amazing, up and down the belly and everything like that. I'll have to send you that, because obviously I right-click saved it.
All right, let's see. Oh wait, who the hell is?
You okay?
I can't help being.
Oh, good Lord, choke is what you got to say right there in that circumstance. Good Lord, choke.
I'm playing with the camera here by having one eye. I'm keeping an eye on you guys.
Yeah. That's about what I've got on everybody. I'm doing something emerging from a pit. It's must be primal in my case, because I think I've done that subject matter a couple of times.
So we can go through a list of Adult Swim cartoons.
So you are familiar with Primal, huh?
I think I saw the first season of it.
I'll have to send you the link where in 22 minutes he gives you all of it. And that's a pretty cool way to take it in, because it's got a nice little arc where it's got some fun surprises in it. I didn't know were coming on where they went with it. Well, what's cool about it, it's kind of like that Corben story, Valley of the Worm, where everybody dies. Everybody you're rooting for, it's told in such a this happened in such a long ago, far away time. Everybody's dead by now, so we can tell you how they ended and all that. We're not going to disappoint you by killing them in our story.
So Primal's good.
Primal's good. I'll send you the link too.
I've got Max. It's in my watch list. I haven't watched it yet though.
Yeah, Primal is great styling.
How about Rick and Morty?
What's that?
Rick and Morty.
Yes, Rick and Morty. I haven't followed many of those, but
yeah, I haven't watched much. I should, because I keep hearing it's based off of or inspired by Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about that. I think they go way beyond Back to the Future.
Well, probably so. Yeah, but originally the creators
could be. I mean, you could make that statement. Yeah, but it's really fun because it's so they cuss a lot and but the story moves. It's very fast paced, and towards the end there they got a little nutty, but every story has some different angle. They're going on adventures, with the mad scientist and his grandson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and basically he's always snatched away. He doesn't really want to go with the nonsense his granddad is up to, but he's recruited each time, I think.
It was pretty fresh,
Yeah.
I used to like the Venture Brothers were great. That's a great series.
Yes.
I've seen that a couple of times.
This is all you like.
Dingo. Frisky Dingo. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
I've never heard of that.
Well,
is it also Frisky meta? Dingo.
I don't know what that means. What is meta?
I don't really know what it means either. It means kind of self-referential, as in the Venture Brothers would be referencing, Johnny Quest, and you're kind of in on the joke.
They especially in the beginning, they kind of they get in a trap because they use all their material up, and then
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
saying, give me more, and they have nothing
Yeah,
to give
yeah.
you. Yeah.
We got to create it. We got to follow the timeline of these guys that look like moths. Yeah.
You know, who's wide?
Yeah, that was good stuff. The like you say, the Adult Swim. It's like, can you tell that there's probably not as much? Oh, I shouldn't go with the chauvinistic stuff, but I'm just imagining that's almost all male in terms of like creative
Creators.
input at the top. You know, I'm just guessing.
Well,
I'm just guessing.
who reads comic books? You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like just my guess.
The Goddess of Pigland is not going to be popular with women or ladies.
I told you that recently, or sent it to you via email, that I was digging that. No, we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah,
I said I was really digging that.
Fantasy, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's something that if you had something like your people, they might be able to promote you into some sort of like success with that little story. Get Frank Miller to do the cover, and
I thought of that.
Running.
I actually thought about contacting Beasley.
Oh,
Wow, yeah.
That'd be an ill fit, though. Really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just got the enthusiasm for Bisley, but it might not be the best choice.
No, he's kind of creepy. He'd be good for some of the superhero stuff.
Oh yeah.
And Scott worked on. We worked on one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Monkey King. Which, by the way, I'm thinking if we finish up this dinosaur book, we might swing into that one again. And
okay,
we'll see what happens here.
Well,
the
the
Mario's...
dinosaur thing, I would expect this weekend is going to produce just about a rough for everything we've got listed that you can you can bounce off of it and give me all your notes you want to give me. But I'm gonna get. What's that?
We'll meet again and discuss.
Sure.
Do's and don'ts and.
Mm-hmm. We'll get it done.
Yeah, Mario's no shortage of projects.
Well, this one I put on the list, the top of the list, and as I told Ellis, I was actually starting to look. I was going to start looking on DeviantArt. You know that website, DeviantArt?
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of great artists on there. Yes. I wasn't going to go after someone who was doing very well because they're going to put it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a woman who runs some. She's the president of some horror writing group, and she has a website called Opportunities.
Opportunities.
So she wrote. The reason I contacted her was she wrote a positive review, which she just placed on Amazon, by the way. So,
cool. That's cool when you get feedback. So
I didn't ask her to write it. I don't ask anybody to write.
I did.
Pay people to do it. You can pay people. I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that may prove that I'm an idiot. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, no. Asking people that have been read. It helps to have a couple of reviews for your stuff, basically.
Yeah. But I want to get them honestly.
Mm-hmm. Organically. Yeah.
No gluten.
No seed in the clouds.
Which reminds me, I need to write a review.
Of Goddess of Piglands? I need to too. I'll finish it first.
Yeah, you should finish it first. So it's more.
But I'm digging it.
Using the index right in the back. The index is helpful.
Oh, you want me to go to the index first so I know where I'm at? Okay.
It wouldn't hurt to look through it and the map.
Okay. I'll do that.
Know where you are, and that adds a little depth to it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that's what I like about
good.
The things that have maps and
that's kind of one of your talents. I really should be using it. That's your role-playing game strong
Lord
strength.
of the Rings had an index.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Yeah. You knew where Frodo was. Check it real quick. Yeah.
I wrote languages for the world at that. It's a much bigger world. That's just a little section.
Yeah.
And most of it was serious when we were playing in it. When I had a group that was running in it, and it was serious. Like Conan.
Yeah.
Who's the guy Michael Moorcock invented? Elric.
Elric. Pardon me. Yeah, Elric is one of those things that, I can't believe as much as they are just crazy for content these days. Now, I don't know, maybe Adult Swim has done something with him or whatever, but you would think Elric would have already been exploited in some way,
He may be, I think he's dead now, Michael Moorcock. I'm not sure.
No, I think he's still alive.
I'll check.
He was a musician also.
Yeah.
By the way, that Hackman Pacino film was 1973's Scarecrow.
Yes.
That was a good movie. It was weird. Pacino did a good job acting like he was afraid of Hackman. I wonder if he actually was, because they're about 100-pound difference between them back in those days. What was I looking up?
Is
Michael
Moorcock
Moorcock.
He may be alive. I don't know.
I'm going to check. Dead 20 years. No way.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Michael Moorcock.
And I was going to take credit for that one. See, guys, I know what I'm talking about over here.
He is 84 years old. He was born 39, right as the...
He's probably holding out.
Yep.
He's probably holding out.
He's waiting to get the movie rights sold.
Did you ever read Ringworld by Larry Nivens?
Oh
yeah. I read.
They ought to make that one too.
And by the way, Chaosium, the same group game system that made RuneQuest and Call of Cthulhu, also did Elric, an Elric game. And what was the other thing we were talking about just a minute ago? We said Michael Moorcock was Elric.
Yeah, and
what
were we talking about?
We all forgot. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody forgot.
No. I know, but I want you guys to have to think of it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't remember.
If you guys can remember.
Yeah, I'm checking and see if you guys are up.
You're not talking about
paying attention,
Cthulhu, are you?
No, Call of Cthulhu is by Chaosium, also the same company that did RuneQuest. But they did an Elric game.
Yeah.
Then they did. I remember. Ringworld. They did
Ringworld. Of course, we were talking about Ringworld.
Oh, yeah.
I listened to that recently. Oh, it's quick to listen to.
And the second and third books are good too. It gets a little weak towards the end, I guess. Or maybe
I read me some Ringworld
last year.
Those were great.
Larry Niven used to have quite an enthusiasm for him. I liked the one where they went to hell and helped Dante Alighieri. What's that called? Inferno. I think it's just Inferno, right? Or Dante's Inferno or Inferno.
Dante's Inferno.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
I'm listening to. That's Milton's Paradise Lost. But I'm reading Cliff's Notes on Dante.
Mm-hmm. How interesting that. Of course, we were just talking about Larry Niven, and he went there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've read that.
It's not too much.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
He wrote another one where he gets on a tree, this giant tree in space, and it's supporting life. It's so big, it's supporting life, and it's a takeoff on Barsoom, which is the world that John Carter and that whole.
Yeah.
That's interesting. A planet-sized tree swinging around
in space.
In space.
And
the guy had some
the green men in there, and he explains it all. He gives it a backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the guy that wrote Discworld.
Discworld. Oh, I just finished up the We Free Men. That's great. I love that stuff. I can see the influence.
What's his name? Again? His name is.
I think his name is. I want to say Stafford or something like that.
It's, what is his name?
Shallert. No, I'll tell you.
Oh God, this is
Shatner.
No,
I know.
You're making it worse.
Scott, this is what you have to look forward to.
I'm there already.
I'm here. Here it is. The We Free Men by Terry Pratchett. I was close.
Pratchett.
Terry Pratchett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were close with Shatner.
He wrote one before that where he had a story where aliens planted the fossils on Earth to throw people off.
That's interesting. Well, you're and to me, since Stephen King is almost my exact basically age and all that, I can see his influences. What he is he's got this mind that extrapolates the same things that have influenced me as pop culture. He extrapolates on them and is able to make $1 million on it. 20 million miles to Earth. That's Tommy knockers. And of course, Dracula is Salem's Lot. He absorbs, but then he regurgitates. In a very
his first few books did not seem to have a source.
Yeah, Carrie and
Carrie, the one with the car,
Christine.
Christine. Yes. So he did a couple of The Stand. I think after he hit The Stand, he hit his, and not that commercially he kept going, but for me, he just hit a plateau there.
I think you're right. The Stand is awesome.
These huge volumes of, he said texture, but they were textures.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't want to read textures. I want to read a good story.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the game, these adventure modules for Call of Cthulhu. And they're stories, and you're like behind the scenes. Say, oh, okay, that's what they're doing there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it still works as a story, and then I have the images of what's happening there anyway. So I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, some of what you leave out, some of there is a little bit of a compulsion on filling in your blanks for all this sequelitis that goes on. It's like, no, I don't need the blanks filled in. That was cool. The mystery of it all, how that worked, and some of that goes on a little too much. But
there needs to be some mystery for sure. I agree with that, and a lot of that lot of entertainment.
Yeah, sequelitis of like, no, I don't need to know exactly why Flash goes fast, or when any one of these superheroes appears, how much do you really need to know about him other than he can do this or that?
Some of it worked. It worked with Marvel Comics in the beginning,
Yeah.
That's what made them stand out to past DC, which was kind of running a little loop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. DC
and Jack Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Kirby wanted to be a filmmaker. Wait a second. This is cool, says Shanny Pop. I don't know who Shanny Pop is.
I don't either.
Got some cool artwork representing her. It looks like, or him. It's pretty groovy. It looks like somebody with a whistle in their mouth and big set of headphones on, and it looks a little bit like.
I think that's a cigarette. That's a cigarette, Ellis.
Okay. No, that's a whistle. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it is.
An incubator tube.
There you go. Whose art am I thinking of that did Tank Girl for that? Jamie Hewlett. Hewlett.
There's so many good ones,
Oh yeah, he at a certain time. I'm new here, says Shanny Pop, and Tank Girl. Yep, you're right, Tank Girl. Yep. Well, is that Tank Girl? I guess that is.
That's Tank Girl.
Tank Girl. Yep.
Hi, Tank Girl. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to have somebody randomly discover what we're up to. Bingo. Yep.
We
and
have
go,
a
"There's Anchor."
we do have a few people that watch infrequently or as
It's all my fault. I do zero promotion. I say, let's just do this. And then, I haven't sent it out to any social platform whatsoever. Yeah. Of course, it'd be distracting to have all these people off to the side.
well
Like and subscribe. Well, thank you. Without even having to do some sort of animation that tells you to like and subscribe, you did it. Appreciate it. Yeah. That's Japanese for who are you anyway? No, I'm kidding.
Where am I?
Yeah. Where am I? That's what that means.
What am I
always
doing
wonder
here?
what that means. What does this one say? Hey, you got me distracted. The YouTube algorithm blessed me with this recommendation. How about that? I've got the algorithm on my side.
There you go.
But are these recorded any place where someone could go back and look at past ones?
Yeah, YouTube.
My channel.
Oh, okay.
You didn't realize you were going down and being archived?
I've never been here before, folks. So
no, you've been
I don't know these people.
A couple times. Yeah, he's disavowing all knowledge.
Yeah. Mario just surfed in too. Yeah, I've got the link out there. Anybody can join us. I'll have 20 people in here. No, that's another thing. You can't do that. You can't load up the screens. I watch these Comicsgate groups get together. Just occasionally I'll look at them and shoot, they'll have 15 people. Can you imagine as much as we step on each other when we're talking?
No.
Having 20 people lined up on screen.
Yeah, I don't want to imagine that.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect because you can make your voice heard.
Mm-hmm.
You have something visually going on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And witty banter.
No, oh yeah,
yes.
We like to call it witty.
Intelligent conversation.
Intelligence.
Inquiry.
Times. Yes.
Inquiry into the very nature of comics and what they mean
to
the universe.
To the universe.
Yes.
Here to the universe.
See that dinosaur I did just for the heck of it? I did a dinosaur with like a Bam Bam character right behind him. Because you want children kind of witnessing fairly often in our little project,
Yeah, no, I did, that's one of the things that Dr. Seuss did. And by the way, there's a Dr. Seuss museum like an hour from here.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There was a big statue outside with him and some characters from his books.
There is... and a lot of it is clickbait based, that they want to, if you throw out the most negative, horrifying thing you can think of about somebody, well, then you'll get hits. It's like you will look them up. And of course they started attacking Geisel, or however you pronounce his name, because, Dr. Seuss, because he'd done some early, 1920s cartoons.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it was like he was just, he was fitting into his culture at the time.
That's ridiculous. That was too much.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
you remember it though. You remember what I'm talking about.
They could say, well, at the time, that was during, when was he writing?
Yeah.
During the war.
Pre-depression.
That was not normal.
Or depression.
That was normal at the time.
Yep.
And you never batted an eye at it. Well, unless unless you were Chinese.
It just flowed right over you like everything else that was out at that time.
But that's, it's so stop it. Don't buy that book. Don't buy the one with that picture in it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what cracks me up about the stuff is that all of it was kind of racist at the time. But when I look at something like King Kong, which had this big cast of black people in it, you could tell that all those people, without even having to see a behind the scenes thing, were just grooving about being actors together. You could tell that, this guy's got his big moment, and those guys were going out and having a drink afterwards or whatever. You could tell that that actor camaraderie extended into being like, hey, let's get this project done and all that. And you could tell that for everything back then. There wasn't any big huge.
Why I look so pale.
You're going to have to get some lighting on you. That's all you need. Get a colored bulb in there somewhere. Yeah.
Or turn off that light.
Or turn off some light. Hey, try that. Get up and experiment. Turn off the light and see what you look like. That's what I have to do. I have to.
I am not a vampire.
There we go.
Or a zombie. Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Look at that dramatic light. Now you got some good lighting going. Look at that. Now you get underlit by a hot fire there. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just turn out all the lights and do that. There you go.
And they can't see anything.
Well, guys, we've been at it 1 hour, 10 minutes. You about ready to call it a night?
Yeah, I need to go hang up some laundry.
Mm-hmm. Mario arrived late, so he'll probably feel cheated, but we can we'll get together again soon.
I don't have that much to add tonight.
No, you had a lot. We talked about a lot of stuff you touched on. I dig it.
Yeah.
You added a lot.
It was good.
We are ending our stream though. Right about.
Okay.
You guys ready to say goodbye? Say goodbye to Shanny Pop. Thanks, Shanny.
Thank you, Shanny Pop.
Okay, I am clicking the button.